Okay, started a little earlier than normal. Look, like a few minutes. I just wanted to get here to explain what it is exactly that I'm going to do. So I prepared a few things beforehand. Now, note that this originally was going to be a Mario Kart stream, but then Kirby Air Riders came in and I actually liked it a lot more than Mario Kart. So that's why we're switching to this instead. So I'm going to explain a little bit what I did in the process first. Wait, I need to move on to name sections. I set up 2 character names. The one I'll be using and the one that the second character will be using. For controller, what I did was, basically the only thing I really changed was, I changed boost charge from hold to charge, which is what is normally done, and switch it to release to charge. This just so they stay stationary while I just keep moving. And I believe that's it. Nothing else really changed. And here's just what's gonna. Oh, you know. Doesn't show that there's. So if I go to test ride, you're gonna see that Kirby's just holding down the entire time. So he's not moving forward on what Sakurai wants you to think. And yeah, if I use obviously the control stick, then Kirby will move, but I just won't move him. And for my own controls, those are just basically normal. So I think you're doing for today 3 air ride tracks and then 3 top ride tracks with this method. I was originally racing against a low 1 CPU that had a massive handicap, but then I realized that didn't actually work. Or rather, it worked, but the CPU always won. So these are the tracks I unlocked. I don't think that's all of them. There might be like 2 or 3 more. So I'm going to do the first 3 tracks today. And just gotta. Okay, I have to chicken. To add a controller. And later on, we're gonna do a nuzlocke run. Release the first attempt at one. My first attempt at one. Do I have a controller that does not have a dead battery? Okay, there we go. So I didn't test with every card combination, but it seems like it does work with most of them. So I'm just gonna have on player 2. They're gonna have Kirby on the warp start because that just works out, and I myself will be using marks. As for what card I'll be using or what star I'll be using, I think I'll do. I think because this is a basic one, I'll choose my favorite star so far, being the Wing Star. So, oh, that was something else right there. So one of the reasons I preferred Kirby Air Riders over Mario Kart is because of this rule setting. With these rules, first off, I can turn off the time limit. Mario Kart World, you cannot turn that off. There's always a 10-minute time limit that is just always there that you can't remove. You can also specifically choose how many riders to have, which is, I think, nice. But normally, you would have, I think it's either 2 or 3 laps on the stage. But here you can switch it from 1 all the way to 99. So like if you really wanted to do this all stream, I could just leave it like this. But I'll just do 1 lap. Yeah, turn off anti-reverse because that's annoying. I don't think I'll need to change these things. Yeah, I don't need to change any of this. I don't think game tempo needs to be changed. Now, if you were here for the Mario Kart streams, you'll see that this is going to be very different. So, also, we're just going to have all CPUs off because they're just going to get in the way. But if you're curious as to what this even is in the first place, it's about time that I show you, don't you think? So, basically, I'm gonna get Kirby to win this race by just pushing him along. If you saw the Mario Kart World version of this stream, you're gonna notice that this is way easier to do here than it was in there. Which is why I'm doing 3 races instead of just 1. They're also gonna keep it just 1 lap. Because if you do 1 lap, we know what's gonna do. The second and third are gonna be the same. So we're just gonna push Kirby to victory. Well, Kirby, you win a lot this time. But yeah, just think of this as Marx as Sisyphus and Kirby as the boulder. Now, there is a few things. I can't really have Kirby do nothing because if he gets too close to an enemy... Well, that time I inhaled them, but if he gets too close to one, yeah, that will happen. But this is the closest I could have gotten to Kirby doing nothing, so I'll take it. Oh, I didn't switch to the Wing Star after changing the laps. Well, showing the rules. Also, you'll be hearing these sound effects a lot. Oh, that's a white turn. One thing is also Kirby will keep trying to go forward when he's pushed, so here's actually get a little annoying. There's no real way of orienting him. It's not that I found. But you can see, what's also nice is that there's an in-game timer, so I don't have to actually add my own to this. I actually haven't tested this in Top 5, but I imagine it should work the same. Oh, ZB. Yeah, remove that. Come on. Sakura, why can't you program at least a 3rd button for attacks? Oh well. Gotta keep pushing Kirby along. Yeah, at least he's more boulder shaped with this electric shield around him. Is it not gonna run out because he's not gonna use it? Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay, he lost it up. So yeah, one thing I did test is that vines still work even if you drop moving on them. So this definitely makes certain areas of trivial. So, it's just a funny challenge idea I had. There's also this effect that normally you only hear for like 2 or 3 seconds because it only happens once you're at the end of the final lap, but when you're pushing someone along, it should take a while. But hey, we're almost at the end. At a much quicker time. If this was Mario Kart World, it would take about an hour and a half. From an hour to an hour and a half. And we did it. Also, one thing is that for some reason in this mode, you lose control of your character if you finish past the finish line, so if you see Kirby start to move after he passes the finish line, you didn't. Honestly, a 4-minute lap isn't too bad. The one thing that is annoying is I have to press A on the second player controller. So, we finished Florio Fields, so it's time to move on to the next one. Water Flow Waters. So, let me just move on to my preferred cart. And not to do that on a different track. Now, the only track I did test this on was the flower one, but so from now on I have no idea what can even go wrong. So I'm just gonna keep pushing Kirby along, hoping that this water doesn't make things difficult. If it does, then we might have a problem. So who knows, maybe the water will make things easier. Well, oh, it just pushes them out. Now, one thing is that Kirby will never glide because of this. Since, like, braking or boosting or whatever you want to call this also makes you fall to the ground way faster than normal. Well, at a faster speed, I guess is the way you say it. I think this will take long. Whoa, what happened there? And one thing this water is doing is getting in the way of the screen. There he goes. Also, one thing is that it seems like Kirby is affected way more by uphill and downhill movement. Just in general. Oh, it's interesting. The water does actually turn Kirby around. I actually didn't think about what I should do if I accidentally go past the section. I could go back without Kirby getting there too. This is definitely taking way longer than the previous one. Which is honestly what I was hoping for. It'd be a shame if all of them were so easy as Florio Fields, I think was the name of it. One reason why thought of doing this challenge at all is actually because it lets you see more. Like, you see these areas like while you're playing, but when you're going fast, you tend to miss a lot. Hopefully, just taking my time here lets you explore more, like such as fish are actually swimming in this sideways waterfall, water spout, whatever. But, whoa, what happened there? Well, for some reason it's really hard to stay with myself. Is this actually pushing us forward? Doesn't seem like it. If it is, I can't notice. Okay, now this is getting actually difficult. Like, more than expected, kind of difficult. Come on, Kirby. I think he's stuck. Kirby. I'd say this is normally why you test things beforehand, but I think finding out is part of the fun. Okay, I've been holding the brake this entire time. Why does Marks just keep going? Well, I just lost a full ton of progress. Well, that's something I have to be careful about. Okay. Nice and steady. No! Well, that thumbnail is more as correct as it can be, I guess. Did we really hit a boundary here? This one U-turn. Okay, we're still going backwards. Whoa. Why is it turning me also backwards? Come on. This might actually be the whole stream. Why does it keep turning me around like that? You really go through me that time? I have to restart. I mean, what if I try hitting him while that weird reversing thing is happening? What if I try knocking him away from this? What happens then? Whoa, what happened there? Did I just make progress somehow? No, I think this is before where it starts turning us around. Yep. But this time he's not at the wall, he's behind. Like there's a space between him and the wall. This might be useful. If I can angle myself right. Not, never mind. Wait, no. Is he at the spot where you got stuck on? This water has weird physics. Okay, I didn't even move for that. They definitely programmed the weirdest controls for this section. So hey, if you've been struggling here now, you know that the controls are not perfect. I could just turn Kirby around. Oh. Oh no. Looked away. Well, actually, not like oh, it's hard to tell that I have the ability, so. I lost it. That could be useful. Sorry, I looked away because my computer made a sound. Let's see. But he's on the other side now. Kirby, just stick to the left side of this wall. I don't know how you got here, what happened. I'm just glad that this progress that might be made. No, don't go to the center. He wants to be at the center so bad. Okay. No, Kirby, that's bad. Man, this background really just like making this even more confusing. I've literally been holding V this entire time. Why does Marx just randomly go fast? I don't know why this area does this weird movement so much. And of course the only one the second one after the one I tested was the one that had huge problems. Okay. This turn is such a weird spot. Oh yeah. My controller. My headphones fell, sorry. Okay. They're pushing backwards again? Why? I will say this music does not fit the situation. Or maybe it does. I think after this then I'll just switch to top ride and do 2 races per stream of each. If there's some invisible wall, just keep pushing us backwards. Or forwards. But only marks forward and only Kirby backwards. It's like I'm trying to fight the controls. Like, this is definitely not what I expected to be doing. I have to be looking at the bottom screen to angle myself correctly. Okay, past the halfway point of the loop. There again, for some reason Mark's getting a whole lot of speed there for no reason. Why isn't my... Sorry. My laptop is not charging for some reason. I think that was the sound I heard earlier was... the stream I... Okay, hopefully it looks like everything's back. Oh, but my laptop's not charging for whatever reason. Come on, why am I already having issues? With this laptop. It's not new. Right, it is new. Oh, why isn't this working? I think the stream's gonna have to end because the laptop that I'm streaming on, for some reason it doesn't want to charge anymore, so and it's running low on battery. I have it plugged in, but it's just not charging. So the stream's gonna have to end now. It's a shame because I didn't really get to get far in what I wanted to do today. Hopefully by next week I'll have everything fixed. Bye, everyone.